Welcome back to Forum Daily News. I'm Wyatt Sharpe, and this is your U.S. election tracker update. Well, it's been quite a week for former President Donald Trump in court, as he is now seeing some of the repercussions, perhaps, for what has been happening over the course of the past number of years. Of course, it's getting a lot of attention in the media, and joining me now to discuss it all, Stefan Mihailu. He served as an advisor on Vivek Ramaswamy's presidential campaign and is now with Big Dog Strategy. Stefan, thanks so much for making the time.
Happy to do so.
So perhaps I just want to start out here because, of course, Donald Trump in court and the amount of attention that it is really getting here, what should people make of what's actually happening inside and the impact that it will have, not just on his presidential campaign, but on kind of the race as a whole?
No question, it's a threat to democracy. Joe Biden is using law enforcement and prosecutors at the local, state, and federal level to politically persecute a political opponent. It's un-American. It goes against the grain of our democracy, and it is the true definition of election interference. So I think people are really starting to wise up about what's really going on here. This is not about Donald Trump or legal issues. This is all about the Biden administration abusing the courts to politically persecute their opponent. And that opponent happens to be Donald J. Trump. So we shall see how this plays out in the weeks and months ahead. Joe Biden, again, he gets to leave his basement and campaign at will, where he's handcuffing Donald Trump literally to a chair in court, preventing him from campaigning. It's un-American. It goes against the grain of our democracy, and it should be stopped.
Well, I mean, to kind of push back on that, we have a lot of, not just in this specific case that we're referencing here, but you have Democrats often making the argument that a lot of the judges bringing the cases forward against former President Trump are often Republicans themselves. So is this not, I guess, a bipartisan effort to hold the former president accountable?
No, absolutely not. I mean, there's an attorney who was a federal prosecutor working for Joe Biden who miraculously finds a job at the state level in Alvin Bragg's office to politically persecute and prosecute Donald Trump. And the American people are a lot smarter than that. They know exactly what's going on here. I mean, even look at the case in New York State. The statute of limitations far, far exceeded going after Donald Trump from a criminal perspective. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that there is, and there isn't, and there isn't, but a case there. Other individuals, even Hillary Clinton, many others, were hit with basically a civil fine, a slap on the wrist. But Joe Biden and his minions in prosecutor's office at every level of the country are abusing the law to politically persecute Donald Trump. People understand it. They're smarter than that. And I think it's going to backfire badly on Joe Biden and the Democrats.
It seems as if in some ways Republicans have actually not necessarily been as harmed by this as it would seem, just given naturally the fact that the former president's polling numbers are increasing at, very large numbers. And oftentimes, again, you have Democrats saying that the former president is not playing the victim, but with his, T-shirt selling and et cetera. So to what extent, I guess, do you have to rely on that versus when does it come down to, putting that aside and having to hit the campaign trail, which may, start to see some challenges given that he's having to be in court, 9 to 5 essentially on, many days of the week.
Well, look at the stamina of Donald Trump compared to crooked and sleepy Joe Biden, who needs no cards to even know what his own first name is. Donald Trump is literally puffed, literally and figuratively, to a courtroom in New York City. But what did he do recently? Traveled to 2 different states at night, 2 different rallies, coming back and then going to court in the morning. Again, this is backfiring badly at Joe Biden and the Democrats. The American people want fairness, regardless of what political party you are in. They condemn election interference in every way, shape, and form. And I think the reason why it's backfiring so badly is that people realize, they're not dumb, they realize that Joe Biden is politically persecuting Donald Trump, and he's abusing the court system. He's abusing prosecutors to take out a political opponent. And that is not fair. Democrats and Republicans can agree that that is not fair when it comes to any election, whether you're running for dog catcher or president of the United States. I think that's why this is backfiring so badly on Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, that Donald Trump's poll numbers are going up. the more they go after him. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what people think about the politics of Donald J. Trump, they do not think it is American. It does not flow with our ideals to abuse the courts and engage in election interference to prosecute a political opponent.